all right. What's going on? It's your boy Zakaria in the clouds. Now, if you're looking at this book right now, of course, it don't look like clouds, or do it? Of course not. All right, so I'm gonna bring you something different. I just had to get this off my chest, man. We can talk about clouds any other time, but right now you got to see something. It's a lot of people out there in the streets, man, just don't know where these sports come from. And I want you guys to know, when you like to play basketball every single day, it's a reason for that. Basketball is one of the sports that a lot of young indigenous black men love to play. A lot of people around the world, they play it too. All because of someone special created it. Let's find out. Okay, listen, look at this book. Get this book here, you'll find out a lot of things. Black people invented everything. Now, this is one of my books I purchased. You know, I want you to purchase it too. So this is a book that I got. You can read about it. It may teach you some things you didn't know. So let's go into why I'm doing this video and not clouds. Let's check this out. See this man here? We're going to find out who he is. Okay? We need to know who he is. Now, that's not important. I really just want his face. I could have cropped that out. You can just read it. Actual basketball into Spalding in 1894. It had more to this little description here. It was more to it, but that's not important. I got some things for you to read. Okay? Just his face. Okay, let's look at this here. See? You see that? Basketball. They played basketball. See this man here? He's much older now. He got a basket and he got a ball. You see that? That's one good thing that our good, let me see, Caucasian Americans or white Americans, they brought us here in America, is basketball. They taught us this. They taught the black people how to play basketball. We got to appreciate that because we love that sport today. I mean, it's a very, very fun sport. You stay in shape. It's very competitive. You jump around a lot. You dunk. You know, it's a lot of things you can do in basketball. It's pretty fun. So let's move on a little bit and find out exactly how they even made a basketball itself. Let's find out. Look at that. The first basketball type game may have been played by the early Olmec people of ancient Mexico as early as 500 years ago. Huh? Wait a minute. I thought this got basketball, basket and a ball. But this says the Olmec people of ancient Mexico as early as 500 years ago. The Aztecs and Mayan cultures also had a game similar to basketball. Only instead of a rubber ball, they used the decapitated skulls of their conquered foes. So it's like they would conquer people, you know, and go ahead and play a little basketball with that skull of the conquered foes. Isn't that sounds kind of evil, right? How can we play basketball with a skull? How could they even bounce it? Maybe they didn't bounce it. Maybe they just ran around with it, right? And good old Americans, the Pilgrims, what were they? Yeah, they came over, the conquistadors come over and taught you how it should be played, right? We're going to find out how they taught us how to play basketball. Okay, you can read that. Read all the way down. Just read it and understand how this guy came over from wherever he was from and created basketball. Let's see. There's their team. Good old basketball team. And you would think that basketball, if it had been around for 500 years from the Olmec people, how did they turn to this? Well, these are not the Olmecs. This is the man here that created basketball, right? Look at that. William Richmond Chase. The name Chase. Richmond. Yeah. Let's find out about Richmond Chase. William Chase, the man who made basketball's first ever basket. So that's what William Chase is responsible for. He made the basketball's first basket. Okay, he had worked in a music store and as a clerk in an insurance company and hadn't been away from the office on account of sickness for 3.5 years. Asked if he played the piano or organ. He wrote, neither, and replied, I think not, to the question of whether he could lead in singing. He couldn't do none of that thing. None of those things. He wasn't like that. I guess he was just so agile and athletic. He was into basketball. Listen to this. Single and 3 weeks away from his 24th birthday, he believed the object of the Young Men's Christian Association was to save young men from the path of destruction by providing a pleasant place in which to spend their leisure time, and also by bringing them under good influences. You know, I wonder what young men he helped. Was it just Caucasians or Indigenous? He probably helped Indigenous people too. You know, if these Indigenous people were anything close to the Almac people or young black men, do you know if you introduce them to that game, of course they'll look up to you, because you introduced them to a game that was already in their DNA. How? Let's find out. Read this. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. See, sports was always in our DNA. That was in the Bible. And indigenous people, they belong to the Bible too. Or only for them. Let's find out. Now you can read this too. On this application from dated June 2nd, 1891, William Richmond Chase, a native of New Bedford, Massachusetts. You see that? You see this here? He was a native of Massachusetts. Revealed all this and more with his cursive handwriting as he presented his case for acceptance to the International YMCA Training School. You can read a lot more here. Just keep on reading and understand and figure it out. Just understand William Chase. If it wasn't for him, bro, you wouldn't have basketball, right? Let's see. Here's some more you can read about William Chase. You know, just read into it. You read about YMCA and things that he did for the youth. Okay, what he created, what he brought. This will make everyone love William Chase. Indigenous people as well. Here's some more information. You can pause the screen, read it, understand about William Chase and how he created basketball. Things like that. Gotta like William Chase, right? See, William Richmond Chase, American basketball player. Remember, he was a native in Massachusetts. William Richmond Chase. Look at that. All right, let's find out. Human, okay, Italian, sex or gender. He was a male. See, just look him up on Wikipedia, find out who he was. See, country of citizenship. So if his country is United States as a citizenship, United States of America, he wasn't native. Just want to let you know that. Okay, he was not native. Given name, William. Okay, stay with me. You'll find out where I'm going with this. Here's William. He's a good guy, man. Italian, 23. Okay, he's born June 23rd, 1867. Okay, place of birth, New Bedford. That's where he was born at. That's in America. Okay, place of death, Bristol. Okay, native language was English. That was his native language, English. He was an Englishman. Okay, place of death, Bristol. There you go. Native language was English. That's his native language. So if your native language is English, you cannot be a native to Massachusetts. I'll tell you why. Look, he was a basketball player. That was his occupation. His occupation was a basketball player. Okay, is Richmond a Jewish name? Okay, a boy's name named Richmond is a German word meaning powerful protector and comes from the German word for powerful. Is a Richmond and English, see? So Jewish people are pretty much Englishmen. Look at that. What nationality is the name Richmond? English. The name Richmond is primarily a male name of English origin. That means the protector king. So we know Richmond, the name Richmond means protector. It's English. That's where it comes from. See, it comes from place name. Richmond is a borough in London, England. Also a city of Virginia, USA. So we now know that that's an English name. Let's find out what Chase means. Chase, name, meaning, and origin. In America, baby names, the meaning of the name Chase is huntsman. Optional, screen reader. Okay, just stay with me. Watch this. Chase, surname. Old French word. See, chaser, meaning to catch. Seize, meaning hunter or huntsman. You got protector, Richmond, and then chase. The name Chase means chaser because they chased people. Hunter or huntsman. They hunted down the natives. So this man here who said they created your basketball is a Jewish man. He's Jewish. And he was a huntsman. So that means he hunted down natives. Chase, meaning. In America, baby names, the meaning of the name Chase is huntsman. Period. There you go. Chaser. We see that now, right? Is Richmond a Jewish name? Americanized, form of German. See, it's come from German, meaning rich man. See, because he was rich. The Jews was rich. He was a rich man. And a variant of the same Jewish Ashkenazic surname. So the Ashkenazi Jews is the one who stole our religion, period. What does the name Richmond means? Just go to it. You can find out what it means. I just told you what it means. Stay with me. The history of the Jews of Richmond from 1769 to 1917. Why do you think this is so new? The natives been around for years playing basketball. You heard the Amalek people, the Aztecs, was playing basketball. Still not believing me. I'll show you. What are Italian Jewish names? Among the examples are Bassano, Carlarno, Coniligo. You know these Italian names, man. Just read them. Look. Tedesco, meaning German. See? He was an Italian. A German. Look at that. Common Italian Jewish surnames. Other famous Italian Jewish families. Ashkenazi. See, Ashkenazi and German. They German. So Richmond Chase was a German. He was an Ashkenazi Jew. Ashkenazi. Look, you think an Ashkenaz created you to play athletic sports? He created that game because he was athletic? It's the reason behind everything. Is Israel an Italian name? Let's find out. The name Israel is primarily a male name of Hebrew origin. See, this is why his name is not Israel. You see that? Is Israel an Italian name? No. Why do Richmond, supposed to be a native of America, have the name of a German? That means chaser and huntsman. Yeah, the name Chase means chaser. He chased you. Look, Israel is a Middle Eastern country. Middle Eastern, where it's hot at, on the Mediterranean Sea, regarded by Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Jews are the real people of the Bible. Christians just mean followers of Christ after they chased and killed the Jews. And Muslims, these are Moors and sometimes South Africans. These people want to be Muslims. Everybody taking the name Muslim now, and Arabics. To be the biblical holy land. So that's where it comes from. You're not an Ashkenazi Jew. Ashkenazi Jews come from the cold place, Germany. Native American tribes in Massachusetts. See, you look up these names here. Wampanoag. Probably said that wrong because there's no O on the end of G, so how can it be Wampanoag? You could pronounce these names. These are some of the natives that lived in Massachusetts. So these got to be the natives. So how could he be a native to Massachusetts? What Indian tribe was in Massachusetts? Look at that. Read this. These are, look, there's our name again. Wampana tribes. That name here was over here when you ask what native tribes lived in Massachusetts. What native Indian tribe was in Massachusetts. Understand that. They was. Who were the original inhabitants of Massachusetts? Listen to this. Look at this here. Paleo Indians. Paleo Indians. Just like Paleo Hebrew. Indigenous people have lived in Massachusetts for 12,000 years. The first known inhabitants of Massachusetts were the Paleo Indians, who moved into New England just as the glaciers were retreating at the end of the last ice age. So they've been there. You see that? It was no Richmond Chase. None of that. Native American life in Massachusetts after, see that? After European contact. A losing battle against European pathogens and European land. Look at that. Hunger. In 1617 through 1619, a smallpox epidemic. See the word epidemic? What we have today, 2019 to 20, an epidemic. Who's creating these epidemics? European. We have a devil on our land. See, epidemic has swept through the original inhabitants of Massachusetts, wiping out by some estimates as much as 90% of the population. Well, that's not true. How could that be true when you have indigenous people still here? You got melanated people still here. Now, if you research how many black people here today, you would say what? I think it's 20%. So they did wipe out 80%. The reason it was 90%, but we kept progenerating and made 10% more. Now they got epidemics coming again. You got to be careful what's going on. Who killed the Wampanoag tribe? More than 50 years later, King Philip's. Look up the King Philip's War, 1675-1676, led by Malcolm or whatever, Chief Sitcham. I mean, these are native people, spelled almost the English way, of the Wampu people. And his allies against the colonists resulted in the death of 40% of the surviving tribe. Because King Phillips did not really help them. They set them up like they was their friends to get murdered, bro. It always happened. They never on your side because they want to kill you. That's just the way it works. Listen to this. Ancient Aztecs used rubber band. What? The Mesoamericans, see, that's Mexican. The Mesoamericans were robust users of rubber. Robust. Look up the word robust. Just look it up, robust. They was users of rubber. According to historical and archaeological records, with it they made sandals. Oh, see that? Rubber bands. And also balls. So much for playing basketball with skulls. Somebody got to be lying somewhere. Either they're lying with this ad or they lied earlier about we playing basketball with skulls to make it seem as if we was like evil or something. That's why they wiped us out. God punishes for his reasons. What they're telling you about playing basketball with skulls is a lie. Whoever telling you that is a lie. Each of these items need different qualities in the rubber of which they are made. So that means they knew how to make rubber thick when they needed to, or they needed to make rubber thin when they needed to, like make it rubber kind of thin and put air in it, made ball. They made a basketball or whatever they put inside of it. They knew how to make it thick for sandals. Just like today, you got Americans today know how to make basketballs thick, or they know how to make them thin. They know how to make tires today. But where did they get that from? I'm showing you something. These natives, they could have did the same thing what's happening now because they was given the skills from God. Look, did the Aztec use rubber? The Aztec, Olmec, and Mayan, which is the Maya people of Mesoamerica, Mesoamerica's first, of course, are known to have made rubber using natural latex, a milky sap-like fluid found in some plants. See, this is why you had a lot of Congolans people. They was getting killed for that same sap. Their hands was getting cut off because they knew the natives didn't want to tell them because, you know, those conquistadors was taking the land. So they said, we're not telling you nothing. So they start taking off and killing people for that sap, just for the trees, so they can pretty much take over after they found out how to use it, after they befriended the first people of America. When was Mayan rubber invented? 1600 BC. Yeah, right. The oldest known rubber, look at that, the oldest known rubber balls from the region date to 1600 BC suggests that the indigenous people possessed this knowledge at least that far back. BC, not AD. But even farther than that, because we all know that Egyptians knew about rubber too. And they're black. But if we're just talking about here, the Aztecs, that's how far they think it goes back. So, who made rubber? Let's keep going. Why is it called an Indian rubber ball? See, look up the Indian rubber ball, why they call it. This material was first brought to the West by 18th century explorers of the Indies. See that? Who loaned the word Indian to the gummy substance, which was eventually dubbed rubber because of its ability to rub out pencil marks on paper. Indian rubber was grown commercially on plantations in South Asia by the end of the 1800s. So even India, they native people, they knew how to use rubber. Who didn't know how to use that? The conquistadors. Now they're going crazy making all sorts of stuff with rubber. This stuff was already given to natives. Who invented rubber? Look at that. Look, Goodyear. If you just go who invented rubber, you will see Charles Goodyear. Now, how could Charles Goodyear invent rubber when we just explained to you who invented rubber? But he get the credit because they have a takeover in America. This is Goodyear. That's why you got the Goodyear tire. You think, oh, they just so smart because look, they got Goodyear tire. No. I just showed you who invented rubber. This is why they date back to 1834, 1772. Because remember, they took over everything. They attacked the natives in 1490. Then they went to war and started getting slaves from 1417 to 17, 16, 19. So when they finally destroyed them, beat them with that gun they created, then they started getting the names and taking over all the new world stuff by getting our ideas, even the rubber. Why is it called an Indian rubber ball? I just showed you. You can read it again. It's up on your screen. Voila. When was Mayan rubber invented? 1600 BC. So how in the world how could Charles Goodyear get the credit for that? You know why? Because these don't exist anymore after being murdered. Can't be Goodyear. Look, Maya's mastered rubber long before Goodyear. See, I'm just showing you something that's already posted that you probably just don't read or you didn't see. It's already up here if you know what to research. Well, you don't ask those questions because you think that people here are so intelligent and rule everything. No, bro. They think of you as stupid because they rub it in your face that you don't even know that your ancestors had this first, so they just call you stupid all day. Because they're teaching you something that your ancestors already had. They don't have to teach you that. But since we all integrated and living together, now they want to make it seem as if they made it. They just want you under them. Instead of sharing everything and become smart, they don't want to do it like that because then they'll think like you teaching them. They want to teach you because they want to steal your land. What sport did the Mayans invent? The ancient Maya ball game called pits was part of Maya political, religious, and social life. They did it for religious things. Look, if it was religious, man, they didn't have skull. How do they play ball with a skull? Look, played with a rubber ball ranging in size from that of a softball to a soccer ball. So that means the circumference of the ball was the same size and they're still using it today. Players would attempt to bounce the ball without using their hands through stone hoops attached to the sides of the ball court. Those stone hoops was religious and it meant something. That's why it looked like that. And you got to understand something. Whoever made the ad and saying they use a skull, they was only doing that to take away the real talent of basketball from the Mayans, to make you think that it didn't come from your indigenous ancestors, which they killed. How did Mayans make balls? The ball, made out of rubber, was about the size of a volleyball and weighed between 6 to 10 pounds. Players would play on teams of 2 to 4. Each team passed the ball back and forth between themselves and members of the opposing team. They were only allowed to hit the ball with their legs, arms, and hips. That sounds to me like basketball mixed in with soccer. We created it all then. God gave the indigenous people the powers. Joshua 1:9. Go to Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So we got to be courageous whatever we do. God gave us this. He wants us to be strong. He wants you to understand that you're supposed to be courageous. So when you're out on that court, you playing basketball, soccer, be courageous. Go at them. Listen to this. Charles Goodyear was an American self-taught chemist and manufacturer engineer who developed vulcanized rubber, for which he received patent number 3633 from the United States Patent Office on June 15, 1844. You see how they're such liars and such fake, man. He get the patent. He made rubber. So he was self-taught too. Man, he had all the ideas from the Mayans. And they made it seem as if he was self-taught so they can give it to their people, man. Yeah, right. What was Charles Goodyear famous for? Charles Goodyear, born December 29th, 1800, New Haven, Connecticut, USA. Died July 1st, 1860, New York City. American inventor of the vulcanization process that made possible the commercial use of rubber. So he getting credit for the commercial use, meaning he's selling it out for people. That's not what the Mayans did. So that's really what he getting credit for, because he did not create rubber. What did Charles Goodyear invent during the industrial revolution? What is the industrial revolution? Look up what the industrial revolution is. A dog experimenter, man, he was a beast with no knowledge of chemistry, spent years in debt before inventing vulcanized rubber. Hey, listen, do you see how they gave their people props? They let him sit in the laboratory. We're going to give him it to make it seem like they just know how to come up with this stuff out of the clear blue sky with his brain. And they fooled us with that. So now it became Charles Goodyear and his family. And then you go back, how long Charles Goodyear been? Oh man, his tire's been around for 100 and some years. Well, okay, so where rubber come from before that? You never know, because they don't tell you that. They're only telling you how long that they made it. They stole it and act like they made it. So today you just think it's them. It was a whole plan to take over. Yes. Yeah, he did poverty before he succeeded in making rubber valuable as an industrial material. Yeah, right, bro. That's such lies. Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was the transition to new manufacturing processing in Great Britain. Continental Europe, and the United States in the period from whatever, man. See, look, this the industrial plants. This they only go back to 1800s. So if he just thought of this thing and it's new, how in the world, if this is a new industrial plant, but he just thought of it, how could it become new? It had to have been an old before the new. It don't make sense. The Industrial Revolution transition to new manufacturing processes in Great Britain. It's just lies. Look at that. They got they figured out everything. They got these things, man. They got a plant right here. They're making a plant, bro, to produce all this rubber. When they found out how the Indians did it, the natives, they took it and made it. Look, they even got kids working for them, slaves and everything to make that money. Look at these industrial plants, man, for that rubber. There's one way they got over. Look at this. The first practical pneumatic tire was made in 1888 on May Street, Belfast, by Scots-born John Boyd Dunlop. Dunlop was bad, owner of one of Ireland's most prosperous veterinary practices. Whatever. So this guy here, look, who invented the first practical inflatable tire? So when the rubber came out, he figured out how to make a rubber tire. This is Scotsman John Dunlop. Developed the first practical pneumatic tire in 1888. His tire provided the foundation for the Dunlop Tire Company and served as the genesis for the modern tire industry. Dunlop was born in Ayrshire, Scotland, where he practiced as a veterinarian surgeon. So he went from a veterinarian surgeon to finding out about how to make a tire for you, for your car. Look at that. This is John Duplin and Charles Goodyear, the inventors of tires. So they made tires. They're inventors of tires. And I guess Charles Goodyear, since he found out how to make rubber, here comes the new world. Robert Williams Thomas, 1822 to 1873, invented the actual first vulcanized rubber pneumatic inflatable tire. Thompson patented his pneumatic tire in 1845. And while his invention worked well, but it was too costly to catch on. See, I mean, even though they stole it, they did create something. They created something nice for you to use your tires. The problem is they took from our ancestors and didn't share things, man. You know, our ancestors could have did the same thing, but the new world was stolen. That's why you have the Renaissance period, the Dark Ages. They took it. All of these things. See, without the indigenous people, they wouldn't know how to do none of this. Look, first rubber tires was white. And you don't even know that. You know why? That's the white sap that comes out of these plants that the only indigenous people would know about because they live with indigenous on the land. So they had to tell them about that white sap. See, the black is actually dyed. See, this come from plants. To find the earliest uses of white tire, you have to rewind the clock more than 100 years. Originally, automotive tires were off-white in color due to the natural color of the rubber formula used by tire companies. What is that rubber formula? Zinc oxide would later be used to give the tires a more bright white color than in 1910. See, they used this stuff to clean it off more to make it more white because they said it's already white. But they didn't like that look. See that? Old school car. If you rewind even further back, you'll understand this white stuff come from white sap from trees that they got from the natives. They stole it. See these cars with them white tires? This is where you get your white tires from. You see this around here, this band here? That's the original. They just painted out here. They didn't paint that. See these different colored tires? See the white in the inside? They paint these. Why? Because the original color is white. See, this is why you can get so many different colors. Because the base of it is white from the plant. See? That's why it turns off white when it sit outside for so long. That black, what they mix it with is coming off. Rubber history. Look, history of rubber. First identified and collected in Central and South America in about 600 BCE. The earliest rubber was mainly used for games, harvested from a plant. This ancient peoples formed balls with the substance and used these balls for primitive bouncing games. See? Primitive bouncing games. So, bouncing games. So you couldn't have used a skull like they said earlier. That's a lie. These native people, see? Don't these like our brothers and sisters? These people were holy. They knew what they was doing. Now, you see that? That's your classic basketball rim. These are your natives. Why they look like this? Because they want you to think that they look different than what you look like. The natives was you. These people was getting mixed because 1490s when they first got colonized, started getting raped, robbed, and killed by the Native. Now, I mean by the colonizers. Now you see these people, they always watch. They had fans. And you know who? The Jews, man, they wanted to make money off this thing. This is supposed to be a more religious thing. See the ball? They shooting. Do they like a score to you? They always lied about us. They always lied. You see that? These are Aztecs, Mayans. They're hooping. These are people over here. That's a team they playing against. He's trying to block him. You see that? This is your basketball game. God gave us the power to play these. See how dark these natives are? See that ball here? These natives. They're playing sports. These are balls in their hands. See? We had brown skinned people, copper color, and darker color. See? We always had different colors. The white people they didn't create all these colors of us. These are us, see? Different colors. You see the line here, like the line having the center of the court? But we have two rims now. They just changed it up a bit. It's supposed to be one rim. See that? And you got fans, man. We had sports, buddy. Look at our arenas. Everything was made holy, though. See? You see the snakes on it? The dragons? See, everything was holy. Not NBA sports. We didn't have that on it. It was changed, man. This is why you win in basketball, because it's indigenous to you. They just gave it to you to make you think that they created it for you. So you can think, oh, man, these people got to be gods. Look, they created something that we like. Deuteronomy 28:13. The Lord will make you the head, not the tail, if you pay attention to the commandments of the Lord your God that I give you this day and carefully follow them. You will always be at the top, never at the bottom. See, you're supposed to always win. You're supposed to always win. These sports are for us. See that? These are natives. These are games. These basketball. This was courts. See, courts come from us. That's where they get the idea from today. See that? That's your rim. That's why I circle with a rim and have that orange part that's attached to the backboard. That's that. It's just been changed. See? You got to learn how to play it the way they got it now. 1 Corinthians 9:25. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. This is why they have the training for you in the NBA. See? They know the scriptures. They know these scriptures. And then they seen you already playing it. They do it to get a crown. You know, they put hats on your head and give you a trophy. See? But these people used to get crowns for winning. See, they don't want you for like a king, so they don't give you a crown. They give you a cup or a belt. But we do it to get a crown that will last forever. See, everything's supposed to be religious and spiritual. You guys doing it for money. See these steps and stands where people stand at while you out there competing over here? See, the court was a little different. See, these are Mayans. Look at here. There's one on both sides. They're competing. See how they jumping up? Who jumped like that? You are the natives. I don't care about this. Whoever painted that, that's not you. We supposed to have afros and dark. Okay, they just made them look a little different so you won't know that it's you. That's all it is. See how dark this Mayan is? You took that off, you will see a fro. That's a basketball. That's right. You got to understand who you are. Look at that. Does this look familiar? You put these over here, then you have your arena, and you have your court. See? It's a court. That's right. But so how could he have been invented basketball? You see how they came out with a basket and a ball to make you think they started off like this? It was all a playoff. The devil is cunning. Very, very slick. Very slick. And he made you think he created it when these people created it a long time ago. See? These natives. They're a little mixed. They got mixed. That's why you got a camera. Natives was here before that camera. They still was trying to keep their customs even though they was getting mixed out. See how dark they were? These your natives, man. Don't they look familiar? It's like a comedian, man. It's a comedian look like this guy, man. Yeah, their land was stolen. Look at this. They was always creative. See this land here? Chinapa, also called floating garden. You think they don't know how to do nothing? They had floating gardens. These gardens was healthy. You get this man to go out and here, taint it, make sure it's all right, keep up with it. We had skills and talent. That's where you get your floating gardens from. So when you see Americans making that floating garden thing, they biting. They stole it, see? They got it from us, man. When you see those village people, Caucasians, and want to live indigenous, living on a little floating island, they got that from ancients that you don't even know about. That's right. That's right. All that basketball training. Look, the indigenous always had stuff. You see these photos? These are indigenous people. Look at his face. See his nose and lips? They painted this. And look, these are our sisters, man. They lived in this land. These was black folks, man. Your people are indigenous and did all this first. They kept what they wanted, changed it though, and other stuff they made their concrete walls because Esau come from concrete. He loved to build everything high with concrete. And destroyed all this beautiful, healthy land. They live the way they want. Look at this. See, this is how the Aztecs lived. Look how beautiful this was, man. See, they had pyramids here, but ours was shot up and destroyed because the conquistadors wanted to make it how they wanted to look. See, they had games, man, churches, everything. Whole setup. Look how beautiful this stuff look. Why you think you like America now? This stuff look ghastly and weak. And some of the stuff that look nice, they don't want you even involved in anyway. They don't even let you involved. They don't let you. They want you to feel under them. Why? Because they're not smart enough, and they hate that they really got it from you. So they killed your ancestors, kept the young, and then raised them up, kept you as energetic people and slaves, but didn't tell you where you come from and what you create. You see this beautiful, man? This is beautiful. I would love to live naturally like this. You can't live like the white man. He don't give you anything. You may as well want what your father want. Pray to God, man. Get in that book and find out who you are. Let's get your stuff back. Look at this. Look what they did to it. This the ruins, man. This the ruins. They destroyed your Aztec stuff, man. Your native. Why you can't be part of something. Listen, if they really loved us, they enjoyed the fact that we taught them something, they taught us something, we stick together. But no, they won't give you no credit. They want to just take everything. They don't want to look at you. They don't want to smile and just give back. I mean, that's greedy. I don't like no greedy people like that. I'm a native man. I hate an Indian giver. You want to give and take back. I don't like you. I don't like that. My bloodline have gravitated to something special. God did that for me. He didn't let whatever is in me or whatever mixed with whatever survive in me. It's died out, whatever it could be. God wants you strong. You see this? Best player in the NBA history. LeBron, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain. Look at all these people, man. Look, you got Dirk Nowitzki. He can play. But why, if white people invented this, why everybody is black? You know why? Because the indigenous people created this. Look at this. Professional athletes. Again, they're at the top. Top 10. Everybody. They're black. Everybody. Look at this. You're going to get a couple of salt and pepper white people in here. Because they want to take over. They got to try their best and hardest to work out, to keep it up, to make it seem like it's theirs. So wait a minute. If it's theirs, how can we just take it over? Because it was always yours. They lied to you. 1 Timothy 4:8. For while bodily training is of some value, this is why your body got to go through so much training. Okay? And they have you training for this sport and get you to be so strong because they know you can do it. And this is why they have you doing these exercises, because they know the Bible speaks of you. You're the natural native man. Godliness is of value in every way, as it holds promise for the present life and also for the life to come. So you have to be in shape. God wants you strong, but he also wants you to focus on the life to come, not to sit here and just do everything for money, though. You got to understand who this book is for. Look at these people, these top people. Larry Bird is in there. Why you don't have more? It should have been less blacks. When you put us in there, you got killed because we show you. How could this team, why this team didn't survive? Because they're not the natives. They didn't create anything. They stole it and made money off of you. Simple as that. These are the natives. Fake photos, but they're still the natives who created basketball and the first rubber. Let's be real, man. Quit being fake here. I'm telling you like it is. Now I'm going to show you something. Look at this. Look, that's Michael Jordan, bro. You see that? He's laying up the ball. Look at this guy here. That could have been Michael Jordan back then. We don't know. Look how he's jumping. You only see native people jumping like that and Michael Jordan, which is a black person, jumping like that. We look like that. We are the natives. No one can do what we do. Basketball been here. Look at that. Look at that rim. Look at that rim. Okay, they just stole it, man. Let's be real. See, he's bouncing the ball, bro. Look at his nose and lips. Look at that. Look at his nose and lips. Look at that ball. That's a native man. It's no Caucasoid. You see this? Look at that. You see that arm? You see how dark he is? That's Michael Jordan. It never changed. Get real. I ain't falling for none of that. If someone lie and tell you, well, that's just a coincidence, listen, you fall for his lie if you want to. Look at that pass. Look at that dime Curry giving him. Look at that. That's a pass with a basketball. And they nose. Look at they black. That's how they drew back then on the side view. But they black. I'm just bringing it out to you. You see that? Look at that. Kobe Bryant. Look at that rim. Same type of rim. Who came over here to Conquistador, stole it, took the plan, made you think that they created it because you the children of these that left over and they gave you basketball, so you think they give you something that you love anyway because it's religious. God was watching these games and he loved it. God gave them the games first. The devil came, took it, and gave it back to us, and we think that the white man created basketball. Period. You see that ball? Same conference. You see that? It never changed. Same size. Voila. Now remember that. Here's your ball. Here's your rim. Here's your hoop. Here's your natives. Peace.